Have you ever noticed that some people can walk into a room, say only a few words, and instantly command attention? People listen. People respect them. People remember them. Yet others talk non-stop and somehow nobody takes them seriously. Why does that happen? Is it because they're smarter, more talented, more attractive? Not necessarily. The truth is, confidence in speaking has very little to do with talent and almost everything to do with how you think. And that's exactly what most people never understand. They spend years trying to find the perfect words, when the real problem is happening inside their mind. Every time they speak, they're worried. Worried about sounding stupid. Worried about being judged. Worried about making mistakes. Worried about what other people think. And that fear quietly destroys their confidence before they even open their mouth. But imagine what would happen if that fear disappeared. Imagine speaking clearly without overthinking every word. Imagine expressing your ideas without worrying about approval. Imagine walking into any conversation feeling calm, confident, and completely in control. How different would your life be? How different would your relationships be? How different would your opportunities be? The truth is, confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. And today, you're going to learn exactly how to do that. Because by the end of this video, you'll understand why some people naturally sound confident, why others struggle to be heard, and most importantly, how you can develop the kind of presence that makes people stop and listen. So before we begin, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Every lesson here is designed to help you become wiser, stronger, more confident, and more in control of your life. And trust me, the final lesson in this video may completely change the way you communicate forever. So stay with me until the end, because what you're about to learn isn't just about speaking with confidence. It's about transforming the way you see yourself. The first thing you need to understand is that confident speakers don't speak confidently because they're never nervous. They speak confidently because they don't let nervousness control them. That's a huge difference. Most people believe confidence comes first, and action comes second. But in reality, action comes first and confidence comes second. Think about it. Nobody is born knowing how to speak in front of people. Nobody is born knowing how to handle difficult conversations. Nobody is born knowing exactly what to say. Those skills are built through repetition, through practice, through experience. Yet most people wait until they feel confident before they act. And because they keep waiting, confidence never arrives. The Stoics understood this thousands of years ago. They knew that courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is taking action despite fear. And every time you speak up when you're uncomfortable, every time you express your opinion honestly, every time you step outside your comfort zone, you're teaching your mind something powerful. You're teaching it that fear is not the boss. You are. If this message is helping you already, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Every like helps these timeless lessons reach more people, and every subscription helps you continue your journey toward confidence, discipline, and personal mastery. Now here's another mistake people make. They think confidence comes from having perfect words. It doesn't. In fact, some of the most confident people in the world occasionally stumble over their words. They pause. They make mistakes. They forget things. The difference is they don't panic when it happens. Most people make one small mistake and immediately start criticizing themselves. They think, "That sounded stupid. I shouldn't have said that. Now everyone is judging me." And suddenly their confidence disappears. But truly confident people understand something important. Nobody is paying as much attention to your mistakes as you are. Most people are too busy thinking about themselves, too busy worrying about their own problems, their own insecurities, their own lives. The mistake you're obsessing over may not have even been noticed. And even if it was noticed, people will forget it far sooner than you think. That's why confident communication starts with self-acceptance. You don't need to be perfect to be respected. You don't need to sound perfect to be influential. You don't need to know everything to speak with confidence. You simply need to trust yourself enough to speak honestly. And here's where things get even more interesting. One of the fastest ways to sound more confident is actually to speak slower. Most people rush when they're nervous. They speak quickly because they're trying to escape the discomfort. But rushing makes you appear uncertain. It makes your words harder to absorb. It makes your message weaker. Strong communicators understand the power of slowing down. They allow their words to breathe, They aren't afraid of silence. They aren't afraid of pauses. They know that a calm pause often sounds more powerful than 100 rushed sentences. So the next time you speak, don't rush. Slow down. Breathe. Let your words carry weight. Because confidence isn't about speaking more. It's about speaking with intention. And that single habit alone can completely change how people perceive you. Now here's a lesson that can completely transform the way people see you. Stop trying to sound impressive. Most people walk into conversations trying to prove how smart they are. They use complicated words. They talk too much. They constantly try to show how much they know. But confidence doesn't come from proving yourself. Confidence comes from knowing you don't have to. Think about the strongest people you've ever met. The most respected people, the most influential people. Chances are, they weren't desperately trying to impress everyone. They were comfortable being themselves. They didn't need constant validation. They didn't need everyone to agree with them. And that's exactly why people respected them. Real confidence is quiet. Real confidence doesn't beg for attention. Real confidence doesn't need applause. Real confidence comes from self-respect. If you're getting value from this lesson, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. These videos are designed to help you develop the mindset, discipline, and confidence needed to succeed in every area of life. Now let's talk about something that destroys confidence faster than almost anything else: overthinking. Overthinking is the enemy of confident communication. Have you ever replayed a conversation in your head for hours? Have you ever thought, "I should have said this instead"? Have you ever stayed silent because you were afraid of saying the wrong thing? That's overthinking. And the more you do it, the weaker your confidence becomes. Because confidence grows through action, not analysis. The truth is, every great communicator has said the wrong thing at some point. Every confident person has experienced awkward moments. Every successful leader has made mistakes. The difference is they didn't allow those mistakes to define them. They learned. They adapted. They moved forward. And that's exactly what you must do. Stop demanding perfection from yourself. Progress is enough. Growth is enough. Improvement is enough. The next lesson is one that most people completely ignore. Confident speakers don't seek approval from everyone. Why? Because they understand something powerful. The moment your confidence depends on other people's opinions, your confidence is no longer yours. It belongs to them. And anything controlled by other people can be taken away at any moment. That's why the Stoics focused on internal validation rather than external validation. They didn't ask, "Do people approve of me?" They asked, "Am I living according to my values?" They didn't ask, "What will people think?" They asked, "Is this the right thing to do?" And that mindset creates an unshakable form of confidence. Because when your confidence comes from your principles rather than people's opinions, criticism loses its power. Rejection loses its power. Judgment loses its power. You stop living for approval and start living with purpose. And when that happens, something incredible occurs. Your voice becomes stronger. Your presence becomes stronger. Your communication becomes stronger. Not because you've learned some secret technique, but because you've stopped giving away your power. And this brings us to the final truth about confidence. Most people think confidence is something you gain after success. They believe that once they achieve enough, earn enough, learn enough, or become enough, then they'll finally feel confident. But that's not how confidence works. Confidence doesn't come from success. Success often comes from confidence. And confidence comes from keeping promises to yourself. Every time you say you're going to do something, and actually do it, you build trust with yourself. Every time you face a fear instead of avoiding it, you build confidence. Every time you speak up when it's uncomfortable, you build confidence. Every time you stay true to your values despite criticism, you build confidence. Confidence is not a gift, it's a result of repeated acts of courage. That's why some people appear naturally confident. You're not seeing their confidence. You're seeing the result of hundreds of moments when they chose courage over comfort. If this lesson is helping you see confidence differently, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Every video here is designed to help you build a stronger mindset, stronger discipline, and a stronger future. Now here's the mistake that keeps millions of people stuck. They wait for confidence before they act. They wait before speaking. They wait before applying for opportunities. They wait before expressing their ideas. They wait before becoming themselves. And while they're waiting, Life keeps moving. Opportunities pass. Time passes. Potential passes. The truth is, confidence grows after action, not before it. You don't become confident and then start speaking. You start speaking, and confidence grows. You don't become confident and then take risks. You take risks, and confidence grows. That's how every confident person became confident in the first place. Through action, through repetition, through experience, through growth. Now let's make everything simple. If you want to speak with confidence, remember these principles. Stop trying to be perfect. Speak slower. Listen more. Stop overthinking every word. Accept mistakes as part of growth. Focus on your values instead of other people's approval. Build trust with yourself by keeping your promises. And most importantly, practice. Because confidence is a skill, and like every skill, it improves with repetition. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. The more you avoid it, the weaker it becomes. Here's something powerful to remember. People are not looking for perfection when they listen to you. They're looking for authenticity. They're looking for honesty. They're looking for clarity. They're looking for someone who believes what they're saying. That's why confidence is not about having the loudest voice in the room. It's about having the strongest belief in yourself. It's not about dominating conversations. It's about communicating with purpose. It's not about impressing everyone. It's about expressing yourself honestly. And once you understand that, communication becomes much easier, because you're no longer performing, you're no longer pretending, you're no longer seeking approval, you're simply being yourself. And that's where real confidence lies. So the next time you enter a conversation, stop asking, "What if they judge me?" Stop asking, "What if I say the wrong thing?" Stop asking, "What if I fail?" Instead, ask a different question. What if I succeed? What if my voice matters? What if this is the moment I become more confident than I've ever been before? Because every confident speaker you admire started exactly where you are now. Unsure, nervous, imperfect. But they kept going. They kept practicing. They kept speaking. And eventually, confidence became part of who they were. The same can happen for you. Trust yourself. Practice consistently. Speak with intention. And remember this. The world doesn't need a perfect version of you. It needs the real version of you. The version that is willing to speak, willing to grow, willing to learn, and willing to be seen. Because when you learn to speak with confidence, you don't just change the way people hear you. You change the way you see yourself. And that can change your entire life. If you made it this far, congratulations. You're already doing what most people refuse to do, investing in yourself. While others spend their time being entertained, you're spending your time becoming stronger, wiser, and more confident. And that's exactly what separates extraordinary people from ordinary ones. If this video helped you in any way, take a moment to hit the like button. It may seem small, but it helps these lessons reach more people who need them. And if you're serious about building confidence, discipline, mental strength, and a powerful mindset, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss a lesson. And before you leave, I want you to do one thing. Go down to the comments and type, "I will speak with confidence." Make it a promise to yourself. A promise that you'll stop letting fear control your voice and start expressing yourself with courage and conviction. Now don't stop here. The video on your screen right now is the perfect next step in your journey. If you enjoyed this video, you're going to love that one. Click it, keep listening, and continue building the mindset, confidence, and self-respect that can transform your life. Thank you for watching. Stay strong, stay confident, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next video.